If you put away $10 a day, starting at age 20, you retire a millionaire. Not maybe, mathematically, $1.1 million. That's not a guru on TikTok. Industry data shows the S&P 500 has averaged just over 10% for the last 30 years, about 7.7% after inflation. At that rate, $10 a day compounds to over 7 figures by age 67. $10, the price of 2 lattes. So why is everyone broke? Why does your savings account show $43.17 and a growing sense of dread? Because Wall Street figured it out. They realized you were about to get rich without them, and they built a toll booth on your $10. This is already happening to you. If you've ever used Acorns, Stash, Cash App Investing, or Robinhood with roundups, you've paid it. A $3 per month subscription fee sounds like nothing, but on a $10 balance, that's a 30% fee in 1 month. Annualized, it's 360%. Hedge funds would kill for that return. They told you investing was only for rich people. Then they told you they fixed it for just $10. What they didn't tell you is that your $10 is the product. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how they turn your coffee money into their yacht money and how to flip it back.
For 100 years, investing had a velvet rope. To buy a stock in 1980, you needed a broker, a suit, a $50 commission per trade. Minimum account? $2,000, $5,000. If you had $10, they laughed you out of the building. That was intentional. Reports indicate brokerage firms made more money on commissions than on actually growing your wealth. The system was built for volume, not access. Then, 2 things broke the wall. First, the 2008 crisis. An entire generation watched their parents lose half their 401k and decided the market was a casino they weren't invited to. Savings rates in the U.S. collapsed to 3%. Second, technology, fractional shares. In 2019, the SEC quietly approved the mechanics that let brokers slice one $500 share of Tesla into 50 pieces. Suddenly, your $10 could buy 0.02 shares. 0 commissions followed. Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood all dropped fees to $0 in October 2019. Silicon Valley smelled blood. If 100 million Americans thought they were too broke to invest, that was a 100 million user market waiting to happen. Enter Acorns in 2012, Stash in 2015. Their pitch was brilliant. We invest your spare change. Round up your $4.70 coffee to $5, invest the 30 cents. It sounded like financial democracy. What it really was a land grab for the smallest accounts Wall Street had ignored for a century, and they weren't going to manage them for free.
Let's talk about the real magic, compound interest. Einstein supposedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. He didn't, but the quote stuck because it's true. Here's how your $10 actually becomes $1 million. You invest $10 today. At 7% after inflation, next year that $10 earns 70 cents. Now you have $10.70 working for you. The year after, you earn 7% on $10.70, not 10, so 75 cents. Tiny difference. But wait 47 years. That first $10 is now $253. That second $10 you put in next week is $236. Every single $10 you ever invest grows into its own little money tree. Industry data shows if you invest $10 a day, that's $3,650 a year. At 7% average real return, in 10 years, you have $50,400. In 20 years, $150,000. In 30 years, $344,000. In 47 years, $1.1 million. You only put in $171,000. The market gave you the other $930,000 for free. That's mechanism 1. Time is doing 85% of the work. You are just showing up with $10. Analysts estimate that delaying by just 5 years, starting at 25 instead of 20, costs you $340,000. Starting at 30 instead of 20 costs you $600,000. That 5-year gap is a house. Wall Street knows you won't do the math, so they sell you the opposite: speed, excitement, crypto, options, day trading, because a patient $10 millionaire pays them nothing. A scared day trader pays them everything.
Mechanism 2, is how they finally let you in: fractional shares and auto-invest. Before 2019, Amazon was $2,000 per share. You had $10, you got nothing. After fractional shares, you can own 0.005 of Amazon. The plumbing is simple. The broker buys a whole share, holds it in their name, and writes you an IOU for your slice in their internal ledger. You get the games, they hold the asset. Then comes automation. This is the genius part. These apps link to your debit card. Every purchase rounds up. $3.20 bus fare, 80 cents invested. Paycheck hits, $10 auto-moved on Friday. Reports indicate users who automate invest 3 times more than manual investors without feeling poor. Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard all now offer fractional shares for $1 minimum. You could buy 0.00002 shares of the entire S&P 500 with your $10. An ETF like VU or SPLG costs $1 per slice. That $10 buys you a piece of 500 companies: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, all of it. So the tool to turn $10 into $1.1 million exists. It's free. It's in your App Store right now. It's called a zero-fee brokerage with fractional ETFs and automatic investing. Which begs the question, why does Acorns charge you $3 a month to do what Fidelity does for $0? Why does Stash charge $3 to $9 a month? Because the $10 is not the product. You are.
Here is the twist they don't put on the billboard: the subscription fee model. Acorns Personal is $3 per month. That's $36 per year. Stash Growth is $3 per month. Stash Plus is $9 per month, $108 per year. Let's do math they hope you never do. You start with $10. You add $10 a month. After 1 year, you've invested $130. You've paid $36 in fees. That's a 27.6% fee on your contributions. Vanguard charges 0.03%. You're paying 920 times more. Analysts estimate Acorns has over 6 million subscribers. At $36 a year, that's $216 million in guaranteed subscription revenue, whether your investments go up or down. The market can crash 30%, you lose money, Acorns still gets $3. But wait, it gets worse. Cash App Investing says it's free, zero subscription. How do they make money? Payment for order flow. They sell your $10 trade to Citadel and Virtu for fractions of a penny. Reports indicate Robinhood made $1.3 billion from this in 2021. Your order is sold to a high-frequency trader who front-runs it by milliseconds. And then there are expense ratios. Acorns puts you into ETFs that already charge 0.04% to 0.10%. You're paying a fee on top of a fee, double dipping. The most damning mechanic: they keep you in cash. Stash default holds up to 2% of your tiny balance in cash, earning them 4 to 5% interest while paying you nothing. On millions of users, that cash sweep is tens of millions in net interest margin. Your $10 isn't compounding for you, it's compounding for them.
Read the fine print. No one does. That's where they hide the bodies. Hidden cost 1. No tax loss harvesting at low tiers. Wealthy investors use losses to offset taxes. Acorns only offers it at $9 per month tier, so your $10 account pays more tax than a millionaire's account. Hidden cost 2. The Found Money program. They tell you you'll get cash back invested when you shop at Nike or Walmart. Industry data shows redemption rates are under 12%. You spend $50 to get 50 cents invested, which they then charge you 30% to manage. It's a shopping affiliate deal, not an investing strategy. Hidden cost 3. Instant withdrawals cost you. Acorns takes 3 to 5 business days for free or charges you for instant. Stash takes up to 3 days. When you need your $10 for gas, they monetize your urgency. Hidden cost 4. Education paywall. Stash puts basic financial literacy articles behind a $9 subscription. They created a generation that doesn't understand investing, then charges them to learn. Hidden cost 5, and this is the killer: opportunity cost of low returns. Because these apps keep portfolios ultra-conservative for beginners, 40% bonds, your $10 at age 22 might only grow at 4.5% instead of 7%. That 2.5% gap over 45 years turns your $1.1 million into $485,000. You lost $615,000 to safety. The fine print doesn't say, "We will make you safe." It says, "We will keep you small."
Follow the money. Who gets rich when you invest $10? Acorns was valued at $2.2 billion in 2022. CEO Noah Kerner made $11 million in compensation in 2021. Stash raised $550 million in venture capital. CEO Liza Landsman came from Citigroup and Jet.com. These are not scrappy financial saviors. These are VC-backed growth machines whose job is to turn your $10 into their Series F. BlackRock and Vanguard profit second. They manage the ETFs inside Acorns. Every $10 you put into their iShares Core S&P 500 ETF pays them 0.03% forever. At scale, Acorns has $7.8 billion in assets. That's $2.3 million a year in fees to BlackRock for doing nothing after the initial creation. Third, the market makers, Citadel Securities, Virtu Financial. They profit on your order flow. When you buy $10 of Apple, they buy it at $199.99 and sell it to you at $200. 1 cent spread doesn't matter to you. Multiply by 100 million trades a day. Industry data shows they made over $4 billion in 2023 from payment for order flow. And the banks behind the debit cards, Lincoln Savings Bank for Acorns, Green Dot Bank for Stash, they get interchange fees every time you swipe. Plus, they lend out your uninvested cash at 8% while paying you 0%. Your $10 takes a journey. $3 goes to subscription, $0.01 goes to Citadel, $0.04 goes to BlackRock, $0.1 goes to the bank. $6.85 actually gets invested. That's the business model.
You lose, but not how you think. Let's meet Jessica, 24, barista in Manchester, UK. She downloaded Stash because she thought, "I only have 10 pounds. She puts 10 pounds a week for 3 years. That's 1,560 pounds invested. She paid 108 pounds in fees, 3 times 36 months. Her balance shows 1,680 pounds with growth. But without fees, at 7%, it would be 1,788 pounds. She lost 108 pounds to fees and 108 pounds in lost compounding. The app shows a green number. She's actually down." Now meet Marcus, 22, warehouse worker in Ohio. He used Acorns roundups, $15 a month average for 4 years, $720 invested, $144 paid in fees. His account is worth $820. After fees, his real return is 0.8% per year. Inflation is 3.2%. He's losing purchasing power every day while thinking he's winning. The real cost isn't the $36, it's the illusion. These apps give you the dopamine hit of, "I'm an investor," without the outcome of being an investor. Industry data shows average micro-investing account size is $240. Average time held is 11 months. People quit. They think, investing didn't work for me. It did. The system worked exactly as designed. It extracted fees during the most critical compounding window, your 20s, when every dollar is worth $25 at retirement. That $36 you paid at age 22 would have been $900 at age 67. You didn't pay $36. You paid $900 from your 67-year-old self. That is who loses, your future self. Quietly, politely, $3 at a time.
Enough. Here's what you do this week, not next year. Move 1. Kill the subscription. Keep the habit. Open Fidelity, Schwab, or Trading 212 in the UK, Stake in Australia. All offer $1 fractional shares, 0 fees, 0 subscription. Set automatic transfer, $10 every Friday, buy SPLG or VTI. SPLG is $60 per share, but you can buy $10 of it. Expense ratio 0.02%. That's $0.002 per $10 per year, not $36. Same automation, 1,800 times cheaper. Move 2. Use the 24-hour rule for roundups. Don't let an app round up 30 cents. Instead, every night, check what you spent. Transfer the roundup amount yourself into your zero-fee brokerage. Takes 30 seconds. You keep the behavior, you keep the fee. Reports indicate manual roundup savers have 22% higher balances because they notice their spending. Move 3. Supercharge with one employer hack.
If your job offers a 401k or workplace pension with a match, put your first $10 there before anywhere else. A 50% match turns $10 into $15 instantly. That's a 50% return on day one. No ETF on earth beats that. Even $10 a paycheck into a Roth IRA in the US or Lifetime ISA in the UK shelters that $1,100,000 from tax later. A stocks and shares Lifetime ISA gives you a 25% government bonus. Your £10 becomes £12.50 before it even grows. Do these three. Cancel Stash, cancel Acorns Personal. Keep the $10. Your future self will literally be $600,000 richer for a 20-minute fix today.
Your $10 was never too small. That was the lie they sold you to make it profitable. Wall Street spent a century telling you to stay out, then built a cute green app to let you back in, but only if you paid rent every month to stand in the lobby. The truth is brutal and simple. $10 a day from 20 makes you a millionaire. The system that charges you $3 a month to do it makes you a customer, not an owner. They don't want you to know that Fidelity will do it for free. They don't want you to know that time does 85% of the work. They don't want you to know that your broke 20s are actually your richest years, because every $10 then is $250 later. So here's the verdict. Keep the $10. Fire the middleman. Own the market. Don't rent it. If this pissed you off, good. You should be angry. That anger is worth about $600,000 if you act this week. Hit subscribe